Caesar. Weak. Koba. Weaker.
With the new Planet of the Apes movie coming out, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I wanted to make a video talking about, in my opinion, one of the most underrated main characters ever, and that is the GOAT Caesar. Caesar and the movies in general are starting to get shown a lot more love lately because of the new movie releasing. But before this, Caesar and his movies weren't really brought up as much as an amazing character in movies. At least from my circle of people and the things I've seen online. I feel like a lot of people were just like, yeah, they were good movies, and then forget about it. Even though these movies were looked at in a good light and brought up in a good light, I thought and still think that they deserve even more than that. All three movies, I would say, have the most important thing a movie should have: care/emotion. As an audience, movies need us to care about what's going on in the movie, what happens if things go right or wrong, and what will happen to the characters. Also, movies need us to have emotions towards big milestones being achieved, dodging a bullet, not literally, actually it can be that, but I mean that more figuratively, and also for us to feel some type of way for a character's death. Of course, when I say that, I instantly think of Iron Man in Endgame, but right after that, I think of Caesar in the final movie. Now, I am not saying I'm like bawling my eyes out like one of my actual family members died, but you know how movies are. Your eyes get a little watery, maybe one tear falls down, but the point is, we actually care. What I think really causes people to care about a character is growth and seeing that on the screen. We were first introduced to Caesar as a baby, and right away his story starts with tragedy. His mother was killed in a lab because she felt threatened and felt her baby was in danger from a human and attacked. Doing that got her killed. From the beginning, we feel bad for Caesar, which in turn means we are starting to feel some emotions towards him. His mother was murdered, and come on, he's a baby chimp. Who's not going to want him to be safe? This is the baseline of Caesar, and by the end of his story, we get this look how far you've come moment. Kind of like Iron Man. In the beginning, he was this selfish superhero that was really only in on the superhero for the fame and attention. But by the end of his story, he lays his life down for everyone. With Caesar, he is introduced as this innocent baby, and he grows up to be this respectable leader that everyone looks up to. The parallel is crazy. When great character growth is achieved, you gain the care of the audience. A thing about Caesar is this man has so much growth. What the fuck did I just say?
Oh, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so
yeah. What I meant is he has so much to overcome. It's like in his overcomings, it's not really a word, but just stick with me. In his overcomings, there's more things that he needs to overcome. The main thing in his mind, basically through every movie, is that he needs to be a better leader. But it's not that simple. There's layers to it. In the second movie, we all know, we find out that Koba does not like humans, and he tried to find any reason to start a war. The parallel between Koba and Caesar is like the overused bad guy is just the evil version of the good guy. I know it gets stale, but what I think separates the Planet of the Apes from the overused idea is why they are opposites. It's how they were treated by humans in the past. Koba isn't just evil to be evil. All his experiences with humans have been terrible. His whole life was just humans doing tests on him and mistreating him. But Caesar, on the other hand, for the most part, was treated kindly by humans. So in Klein, he has a soft spot for humans. The writers set this up perfectly, because what the movie isn't saying is that Koba and Caesar are different just because Koba is evil. It is because of what they were exposed to. The lesson of the movie is that any of them could have been Koba if they were just dealt with different cards, and it leads absolutely perfect into the next movie. War for the Planet of the Apes starts off with Caesar's family getting murdered by a human. Caesar goes on a trip of vengeance to find that man and kill him. Sounding a lot like who? Koba. Oh my goodness, this shit is so beautiful. How is this not brought up more? So many overlappings and connections. This is how you make a trilogy. But the story doesn't end with a bad ending of Caesar becoming Koba. Yes, we can all become Koba because of the cards we were dealt, but the good-hearted people will only be that for a moment. Caesar the entire movie has been seeing ghosts of Koba saying that he has become him. But when it finally gets to that golden moment, he has a gun to the colonel's head, ready to make this guy pay for taking his family from him, and he doesn't do it. Because in his heart, he knows that violence and death is never the answer unless it's forced upon him. Caesar never wanted to go to war with the humans. All he wanted was for his apes to be safe, and he was more than down to live side by side with the humans, but it was just too late. This is an amazing trilogy, and it ends with the most satisfying ending a trilogy can have. Caesar finally leads the apes to a new home where they can live at peace and call home. Caesar sees that his job is finally finished and lets go. He knows, and in his own words, apes are strong with or without me. This is one of the most underrated trilogies of all time, and you can't tell me otherwise. I think these movies perfectly capture the audience's care and emotion. Every decision that was made, we all care for. Even the damn gorilla in the first movie that sacrificed himself for Caesar jumping into the helicopter. It had me low-key tearing up. I really hope this next movie doesn't stain this franchise. I have really lost all my trust with Hollywood, so I'm not really very optimistic, but we shall see. I'm gonna make a video on it, by the way, when it comes out.
Alright, play Off the Grid.
We off the grid.